You've felt it, haven't you? A ripple in the silence. A shift in the air. The kind of shift that doesn't arise from words or logic, only from soul recognition. This person, whose name you whisper in your prayers and whose absence you feel like a shadow beside you. Something is changing in him. Not on the surface, where the world can see, but deep within, where even he cannot deny it anymore. The angels say, he remembers the moment your soul entered his orbit. Not with his mind, but with his being. His spirit stirred. And from that point on, nothing remained untouched. He may have appeared composed and controlled, as if your presence was just another coincidence. But it wasn't. The divine planned this. God placed you there, not to complete him, but to confront him with the truth of who he is. And that truth is not comfortable. He was not ready to see himself through your eyes. Not prepared to be seen, not the version he presents to the world, but the wounded, unpolished, searching one. But he saw. And that seeing broke him open. You didn't do it intentionally. You simply were. You walked into the room, and everything he had carefully built around his heart began to tremble. The angels whisper now, you were chosen. Chosen to be the spark that ignites the remembrance of love not learned, but eternal. The kind that predates pain. The kind that heals not through effort, but through presence. He is remembering. Slowly, yes. But deeply. You are the call his soul forgot it was waiting for. And now, the echo has begun to return. It is God who works in you to will and to act in order to fulfill his good purpose. Philippians 2 verse 13, he wasn't prepared for what you awakened in him. Not because he didn't want to feel, but because feeling, for him, has always come with a cost. The angels reveal, long before you arrived, he built walls. Not just around his heart, but around his memories, his losses, and his silent battles. You see love. He has been through things he never talks about. The kind of grief that hardens the softest places. The kind of disappointment that teaches the soul to retreat. So when you appeared, gentle, radiant, unexpected, he flinched. Not because of you, but because of what your light exposed. His shadows. You didn't mean to. You weren't trying to change him. But your authenticity, your way of showing up without masks, it scared him. Because it reminded him of who he was before the world taught him to forget. And love like that? It asks for everything. He's never been held without expectations. Never seen without having to perform. But you saw him. You looked past the polished exterior, the silence, the inconsistencies, and you met him where his soul hides. And that, more than any words you've spoken, is what he's still trying to process. The angels say he's not avoiding you. He's avoiding what he feels when he's near you. It's too real, too close, too tender. But something in him aches for it. Even in the resistance, there is longing. Even in the distance, there is devotion. He's afraid. But he's waking up. And the walls? They're beginning to whisper. Beginning to tremble. Because love, real love, doesn't knock. It seeps through the cracks. You've been quietly carrying the weight of this connection, haven't you? Holding space for someone else's healing, even when your own wounds cry out for attention. But the angels bring a gentle truth. You are not here to be a martyr for love. Your soul was never meant to be dimmed so that someone else could feel safe. Yes, he is transforming. Yes, he is feeling. But so are you. And you, beloved, deserve to be nurtured in return. The angels say, do not abandon yourself while waiting for someone to choose their light. Keep choosing yours. You were never meant to fade into his story. You are writing your own. And your radiance? It doesn't need recognition to be real. It is divine. It is upheld by the heavens. So even if he is silent, even if he walks away to grapple with his fears, do not close your heart to yourself. Nurture your spirit the way you would care for a sacred flame. Rest. Breathe. Dance. Cry. Be fully present with your own journey. Because the truth is, When you shine in your fullness, when you stay connected to your essence, you invite not only his healing, but your own restoration. This is not about waiting. It's about remembering. Remembering that your light is not a tool. It's a temple. And anyone who enters must learn to honor it. The angels say, "You are not too much. You are not asking for too much. You are simply remembering your worth." There's a reason he can't forget you. It's not just the way you speak, or the way your presence feels like home. It's the mirror. You hold it without knowing. You reflect what he's tried to avoid. The angels reveal, you are the mirror that shows him both his potential and his pain. When he looks at you, he sees beauty, but also the parts of himself that long to be healed. And that's terrifying. Because for so long, he survived by pretending. Pretending he was fine. Pretending the past didn't leave scars. Pretending he didn't want more. Then you came. With your truth. Your softness. Your eyes that see through the noise. And suddenly, pretending didn't work anymore. He began to feel. And not just about you, about everything. His dreams. His regrets. The promises he made to himself that he never kept. You didn't just awaken love in him. You stirred remembrance. The kind that pierces. The kind that liberates. But with remembrance comes choice. To face or to flee. And so he runs. Not from you, but from the version of himself you awaken. Because loving you means becoming someone new. Someone raw. Someone brave. The angels say, you were not sent to fix him. You were sent to reveal him, to himself. And that is the holiest form of love. You do not need to chase what already feels you. You only need to keep shining. Because in your light, he is learning to see. He doesn't speak of it. Not openly. But something has begun to stir. The angels say, his heart is no longer numb. There's a tremor in his spirit, a restlessness that won't quiet. It began the moment your energy touched his. He tries to explain it away, distract himself with tasks, responsibilities, reasons. But still, your presence lingers. Not just as memory, as sensation. You're in the space between his thoughts. In the places where silence used to comfort him, now there's an ache. And that ache is awakening him. The angels whisper, this is not confusion. This is the soul remembering its path. Little by little, his heart is peeling back the layers, those walls built out of fear, disappointment, ego. And beneath it all, he's finding something terrifyingly tender. Love. Not the kind he's known, transactional, conditional, masked. But the kind that breaks patterns. The kind that asks for truth. He is waking up, love. To who he is. To what he feels. To what you are. This isn't about falling in love. It's about rising into it. And it frightens him. Because this love isn't a choice. It's a calling. He feels it in his bones. He sees signs, dreams, songs, moments that echo your essence. And he doesn't know what to do with it. But he's listening. And in that listening, he's changing. You've felt the pattern, haven't you? He comes close, and then he vanishes. His words soften, his eyes speak, but just when your heart leans in, he turns away. The angels say, this is not rejection. It is resistance. Not to you. To what you awaken. Each time he feels safe, his past reminds him that safety is temporary. That closeness brings risk. That love demands surrender. And surrender terrifies him. Because control has always been his refuge. He's learned to survive by staying one step ahead, of emotion, of vulnerability, of truth. But you disarm him. And every time he lets go, even for a moment, the flood of feeling is too much. So he retreats. Tells himself stories to justify the fear. She's too good. I'm not ready. It's not the right time. But underneath the excuses is longing. The angels show him pacing spiritually, wanting to step forward, afraid of falling. He has never known love that holds instead of binds. But yours does. And that's why he keeps returning. Because even in the silence, your energy feels like a sanctuary. Even in the distance, your soul calls to his. So he cycles. Comes back with eyes a little more open, with a heart slightly less guarded. The angels say, this is how awakening often unfolds. In spirals. Not in straight lines. So hold compassion, but hold yourself too. You are not the chaser. You are the light. And the light does not chase. It stays. Until the eyes are ready to see. He doesn't understand it yet, but your love is healing him. Not in grand gestures. In the quiet. In the way your soul holds space for his becoming. The angels say, you are the medicine he never sought, but always needed. There's a softness in you that speaks louder than logic. A kind of presence that doesn't demand change, but inspires it. He may not thank you. He may not even fully see it. But his spirit does. You're teaching him what love feels like when it doesn't punish. When it doesn't abandon. When it stays, even when it's unseen. You're reminding him that he is lovable, even in his mess. Even in his fear. Even when he disappears. And that changes everything. Not immediately, but deeply. Your energy wraps around the wounds he doesn't name. The ones too old, too tender to touch. And somehow, without effort, you soothe them. The angels whisper, love doesn't always look like declarations or certainty. Sometimes it looks like just showing up. Even if only in spirit. Sometimes it looks like praying for someone who doesn't ask for it. Like believing for someone who's forgotten how to hope. You are doing this. You are love in human form. And while he may not say it yet, his soul is already bowing to the gift that you are. Stay in your light. Because love, true love, heals even in silence. There is no delay in the divine. Only alignment. And even though you've questioned the silence, the distance, the ache, heaven has never looked away. The angels say, this path is not random. It is written. There is a sacred rhythm unfolding, even when you cannot hear it. He is being moved, not by pressure, but by grace. And you, beloved, are being prepared. Prepared not just to receive love, but to hold it in its most honest, holy form. The angels show me his heart trembling under the weight of what he feels. But heaven is whispering louder now. Whispers that say, she is safe. She is truth. She is your mirror and your miracle. This delay is not denial. It is preparation. For him to choose love, not fear. For you to trust without proving your worth. For the connection to rise unshaken, unforced, undeniable. There are angels walking ahead of you both, clearing the road, softening the ground where reunion will take root. You are not forgotten. You are not alone. And even though he may still be walking in circles, light is starting to pierce through. A moment is coming when he will no longer resist. Not because he's changed for you, but because he finally sees what heaven's been trying to show him all along. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Proverbs 3 verse 5. There's a trembling inside him he can't name. A longing to be close, and a fear of what that closeness would require. The angels reveal, he is afraid not of you, but of being seen. Truly seen. Not the version he's curated. Not the strong, composed self he shows the world. But the cracked places. The wounds still bleeding beneath the surface. He wants to let you in. God knows he does. But every time he reaches for that door, a memory stops him. A time he loved and wasn't loved back. A time he tried and was left behind. A time his heart was open, and it nearly destroyed him. And now you, so kind, so real, so radiant, stand before him, and his soul aches to trust. But trust for him has always led to pain. Still, something in him knows, this time is different. The angels say he's learning that vulnerability is not weakness. It is worship. It is the soul's way of saying, I choose to be known, even if it breaks me. And that, beloved, is the very thing he's been running from. You do not need to fix this. You only need to understand, his hesitance is not rejection. It's reverence. Because when a man loves deeply, but doesn't yet know how to be held in that love, he steps back, not to leave, but to breathe. Perfect love drives out fear. 1 John 4 verse 18. You've done enough. You've given from the heart. Held space without asking for guarantees. And now, the angels come with a final truth. You do not need to hold what was never yours to carry. He must walk his own journey now. And you're being called to trust that what is yours, by soul, by covenant, by divine design, will always find its way. Without chasing, without bending, without waiting in the dark. The love you gave was never wasted. It moved mountains within him. It taught him what devotion feels like when it's unconditional. And if this love is meant to return, it will return whole. Not halfway. Not with fear. But with clarity. The angels whisper, release the outcome. Let go of the story you were trying to write with your own hands. There's a version being written in heaven that is better, softer, braver. Your role is not to force. It is to stay true to your essence. Because in that alignment, the right love will find you. Not through force, but through recognition, through memory, through the soul. And if he remembers, he will come back. But if he does not, you will still rise. Loved, whole, chosen, always. Amen.